Earth is doomed in a matter of years, but you are bestowed with a mystical dagger that causes anyone killed by it to instantly resurrect on an alternate Earth that doesn't share the same fate. In one world, you are revered as a hero. On the other, the most notorious serial killer of all time. First story by Hey Stay Out of My Person. It is surprisingly hard to kill a great amount of relatives, friends, and acquaintances without inevitably ending up as a person of interest. Somehow being the only common denominator doesn't fare in your favor when the people you unite all manage to die by being stabbed with, according to the newspaper, a museum artifact. I wonder how the DA would react to my explanation if I would end up being caught. Yes, sir, this dagger transports people from one reality to the other. Because, Earth is done for? Oh, an insanity plea. I'll take it, thanks. Don't accept daggers from old, crazy-seeming ladies. That's the life lesson I'm taking away here. When an old woman approaches you and asks you to support saving humanity, you expect to gift 50 pence to Greenpeace and make an offhand comment on global warming, not a mystical dagger that serves as some kind of portal. Why in God's name does it have to be a dagger anyway? Nuclear bombs, now there's efficiency. Guns, when talking a bit simpler. I'd prefer a gun over this stupid thing anyway. It's also stupidly heavy. Ridiculously frickin' heavy. Making it impossible to finger for loose coins in a pocket when there's an unwieldy, glowing, probably cursed dagger taking up too much unallocated space. Let me help you out. A voice interrupts my stream of thoughts, and I turn away from the too bright railcard machine screen. I smirk, briefly, not without shame. Probably thinks I'm lost. Or a tourist. Or, poor. I'm not poor, you know, I tell him, but it comes out a bit too fast. I make a mental note about needing to work on my people skills, what with saving humanity and all. He's got a real nice smile, but I barely have time to fully register before he hands me a ticket. Here. Should bring you to the central station. There's probably an ATM there. I like his voice. With you being so not poor and all. Oh look, a comedian, I retort, shoving the card into my dagger-free pocket. I prefer Good Samaritan in this case. People like me are too good for this planet. A huff escapes me, but briefly, the idea of killing him pops into my head. Because filling up alternative Earth with people I don't know and only find faintly attractive sounds terrific? Reminding myself I need to lay low for a while, I flash a cool smile and turn around, making my way to the escalator down. The wind of an arriving subway ruffles through my hair, and apparently it's loud enough to cover up the telltale thump of footsteps. You know, his voice sounds from behind me. You could at least thank me. And you're following me now. Least you could do is stab me with the fancy glowing knife. Oh great, I'm gonna have to kill him. Jesus didn't have to go through this. Not able to decide whether to go for incredulous or offended, I find middle ground in a meaningless mumble. How do I know? Well... There was no need for him to finish that sentence. The glow emanating from his jacket's inner pocket as he opens it tells me all I need to know. A part of me is furious when he tells me it's a gun. Second story by Potato with a Knife. It whispers to me, softly and sweetly, reminding me of the promise it makes. Amazingly, I discovered it at a garage sale after my neighbor died. He was some kook who refused to leave his house since basically the 1940s, whittling away his father's fortune in a refusal to interact with the rest of the world. When he finally kicked the bucket, his grandnephew sold nearly everything in the house, including the collection of swords and knives left over from World War II. A little pile of Japanese steel that glinted and sparkled, despite the day being entirely overcast. It called to me that day, as it does now, whispering, yearning. Promising. Promising of a world torn apart by fire, divine and nuclear, all-encompassing and devastating our planet. When you hold the knife, the world becomes very, very small, and a vision jerks you into the atmosphere, so far away that you can almost see every inch of the earth bathed in flame. This is what awaits those who don't taste me, it whispers. Then, the world becomes an Eden, a paradise of green and blue and health. Vibrant and beautiful, an entire world of hope and glory. When a soul enters me, it would speak softly, drowning out every thought and part of you. I send them here. How much did I pay for that knife? 10, 15 bucks? Didn't matter. Salvation is priceless, I would say. Whatever they say about me now, I consider myself a shepherd of lost souls and a doomed planet. It took them faster than I expected to plaster my face over their screens and windows. But nonetheless, I refuse to turn myself in, to doom more to the fire that is to come. I park my car not too far from my intended target. Already I can hear them, the light, cheery voices of youth echoing over the pavement. Save the innocent, the blade tells me. Spare them of the world to come. A woman sees me in the parking lot and says nothing, simply points, and then sprints away. It matters little. I will come for her when the time is right. More shouts, a bustle of activity, of locked doors and hurried calls. Little time. There's little time to accomplish what I must do. I make my way through halls and corridors, looking for the rooms containing the youngest of children. Why are they so afraid? Don't they see? Don't they see that their world is doomed, and I have to come and give them the release to a better one? To save them from all this suffering and pain, and the oncoming holocaust of fire. Flames lap at my heels, but I cannot see them. I attempt to break down a door, but it holds fast, heavy in its weight and unyielding in strength. Someone yells at me to stop. A portly man in blue holds a weapon pointed at me. But no, not those. They won't save the children. They only send a soul to the twisted emptiness between worlds to howl into the dark. I'll save the man then. I'll save them all. I raise the knife, and it yells, deafening in its command, that blood must spill and fill the blade, and I scream and charge. Weights slam into me, though I hear nothing. The great buzzing in voice still speaking to me, overlapping in order and command. Blood, hot and beautiful, clogs my throat. I'm drowning in my own blood. Not here, I think to myself, though it's distant and weak. The buzzing of the knife's command overpowers any, though, even those in service to the blade. I cannot drown here, cannot die here. There are so many left to the fire. I cannot stop now. Shouts. More shouts around me, and the man stands over me, his face pale and white, sweat dripping down from his forehead. A man who cannot believe what he has just done. Darkness spreads from the corners of my eyes, obscuring my vision. Cold, frozen to the ground, unable to move or speak or scream, I wait for the void. It finds me, though it takes its time. It's him, the man thinks to himself, inspecting the corpse he has just made. with that weird long knife. Elementary school security officer 1. Psychotic serial killer 0. What the heck is that? What do you even call it? The man thinks, looking at the blade lying limp in the dead man's hand. Curved. Vicious. Sharp. He inspects the blade, watching the man's blood pool beneath it. Pick me up, a voice tells him. It's soft and sweet. Pick me up, the knife tells him, speaks to him, coos and woos him, seductively calling him from the deep dark blood of its previous owner.